You wasn't feeling you got served?
Nah.
I can't. You said the third time you watched it 3 times?
Yeah, I mean, throughout my lifetime kind of thing. I mean, it's not like something I actively like.
If you've seen it, you've seen it plenty of times. That's what,
right.
So I don't know.
Right.
I can't. I think I saw the movie once. I can't really remember. I just remember that era. That was a crazy era. Because it was before the meme generation. But I feel like "you got served" was like a meme. You know, I feel like just like that phrase was kind of memeified in real life.
Yo, how did memes come about anyway? Does anyone know? I felt like one day they just showed up and like.
Well, I mean, it started in like, I'm pretty sure it started in like 4chan culture. You know, like in the, image forums and shit like that. Fucking idiots talking about shit and then fucking posting shit on an image. Poking fun at some inside joke. And then like those inside jokes became more mainstream jokes. And then boom, everybody's into it. One of the few good things that image boards like 4chan has contributed to society, along with many, many, many terrible things. I.e.,
4chan wasn't 4chan responsible for like mad like things going wrong? Like I think like I heard about them.
It's pretty much fucking 4chan, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I wasn't a 4chaner, honestly. I made my way on it, but I never like contributed. Like I would, like you would just read in passing, kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was like I remember like hearing about how they sent Taylor Swift to like a deaf school as like a school for deaf children as a place for her to perform.
What the fuck? Oh man.
Nah, she like donated a bunch of money to them, but it was like
that would have been.
It was like one of those like, yeah, it's like
that would have been the greatest prank ever.
Yeah, I think they also voted for not Bobby. Who's that fucking male singer?
Black, white. Give me more clues.
Justin Bieber.
Oh,
I think they voted. They voted for Justin Bieber to go perform in North Korea.
I remember that.
Yo. That's some shit.
Is that a picture of Jesus back there, or Mother Teresa, or whatever? What is that?
I'm not even sure. I bought it off some Indian lady in some village in India in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Okay.
Damn, that's a big flex. You know what I mean?
Like, damn.
All right. What other memorabilia you got from your world tour? Okay.
That's it.
That's it? I don't know. It seems like you got more stuff up there.
I got more shit. I don't want to keep flexing on y'all.
All right.
I'll save it. I'll be humble.
You're a purveyor of fucking bird watching memorabilia. Like Yeah, all right. Why would you travel to go look at birds when you could just fucking like Google that shit?
Or just look outside.
I respect having a hobby, but I never quite like. You know how there's hobbies that you just don't understand why. Like why do you care that much about that thing? Bird watching is definitely one of those things. But I know people who bird watch, so I can't even. I'm like talking shit right now. It's like I know people who I like and respect who bird watch. So.
They work in your organization.
You want to name names?
Maybe they did. No, I don't want to name names. Yo, if you're trying to get me a snitch, yo, get out of here, Vlad.
So explain to us how
you got out some bird watchers, man. Come on.
What'd you say, John?
Now Chris is just gonna be like randomly like, so tell us more about how the drugs are procured. Explain.
Yo, let's start up. Like, I don't think we had that on our thing, but let's start up talking about that actually. Let me introduce the pod. I want to talk about that real quick.
Vlad?
Welcome to episode 55 of the Grindhouse podcast. I'm your host, Edwin Cabrera, aka Steady Eddie. I have two of my co-hosts across the screen from me. First up, my homie, my day one, Chris Martin, aka Critta.
Yo, just real quick. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out. Also, we have merch for sale, grindhouse.store. You can buy stuff. We're gonna have some new beanies up very soon, so keep your eye out for that. So let's get in today's episode.
We also have our homie, John Lee, aka JDM John, joining us today on the pod as well. What's up, John?
Yep, I'm back. Thanks for having me. You know, y'all didn't fire me yet. Cool.
Nah, not yet. Second day on the job.
So, all right. So you actually got into an interesting conversation that this episode is fucking complete last minute. We didn't have any time to plan. So we're kind of just going off of like more recent news. There hasn't been too much, but one of the bigger news is this whole YFN Lucci arrest. Did you guys hear about that? Do you guys need me to refresh your memory on that?
Do you want to go like give us a little refresher?
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going off top with this, but here's what happened. I did read enough about it to like kind of go off top with it. First of all, people are saying Vlad is actively working with the FBI because this keeps happening where he interviews somebody and then 2 weeks later the FBI catches them on doing some crime and like
damn.
So like Vlad is steadily gaining because it's been a reputation already for quite some time that Vlad's a low-key snitch and that the FBI pretty much tells him who he should interview because they're trying to get information from that person, and then Vlad interviews them and apparently boom, they get popped. Who's to say that that's real or not? It's just an interesting correlation to talk about.
Yeah, I mean the fact that happens, it's that I don't know, it's very telling.
I mean,
I thought it was sus.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I thought it was sus to be on Vlad's show anyway. Like, who is this guy? Like, is he a DJ? Was he a radio show talk host? Like, what did he have to do with hip hop?
I think honestly, that show is just straight up for clout. I think that show people just jump on it because he has mad followers, because he's been able to build up a following by asking like, edgy ass questions that like you don't typically ask if you're not. I mean, if you're like, not to say that Vlad isn't like a true journalist. I'm not really sure these days what a true journalist really fucking is anymore. But like he asks questions that he knows gets views, and because he's been able to get those views, it's just the way of the business that like artists go wherever the views are. And in hip hop, there's so little avenues of where that is and who gets opportunities because like, for the mainstream people, like there is like a, there's this iron door that you have to kind of like, earn to be able to walk into a lot of these places and get interviews with like notable people and get in Breakfast Club and Hot 97 and, whatever, Power 106. Like, so like a Vlad is, especially when you're up and coming and you're first getting that buzz, he's got views, man. He's got a following. So I feel like that's what people get sucked into. I just feel like by this point, how are you self-snitching on yourself on Vlad TV?
Yeah, like you should know better at this point. A lot of his content too, it's like clickbait sort of stuff. So I think it gets an audience and a lot of eyes on things because if you make a very like clickbaity title on a YouTube video, you're gonna get views.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but it sounds like incriminating yourself. It's just like there's that article right now that it's like your lyrics can be played back to you like in a court like hearing and stuff.
Music videos
like,
too.
Yeah, like that's part of it is like how at what point do you like really put yourself out there but also don't incriminate yourself at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking for any way to get you. What I'm saying? Like hip hop definitely has this light on them. That like police are listening. They're trying to get you everywhere. Whether it's like trying to like restrict your freedom of speech, which is pretty much what's happening with that whole like case. And I think that's what in Maryland where that's happening. It's like that's definitely restricting of your freedom of speech. You know, but you know, when it comes to like, and we're seeing this kind of play out in like real life. Like, you know, there's always two sets of America. There's like the America for white people and the America for everybody else. And I feel like that hip hop ruling is an example of that.
So on Vlad, did he say something that was incriminating or that would give something away?
Damn, I wish I saw the snippet. I don't think I didn't see the snippet. I just like what I really saw was just everybody being like, "Oh, another one on Vlad gets popped." So I can't say that I saw the snippet of it.
I don't know. I it's like at what like my mind goes towards like, you know how like in school when you would write a paper, we couldn't even reference like Wikipedia for like you know, like accuracy, right? Like, what if you went on Vlad and just started talking crazy? You know what I mean? Like, like you were just on Vlad, like just saying stuff just to get the hits, but then like coincidentally, like you know, something like that happens in your town, and all of a sudden now you're the number one, like, you know, source of, you know, whatever it is that happened that night, kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like when you listen to rap music, right? Like half the stuff, like Lil Wayne, for example, because we brought up Wayne in you know, in our earlier background combo here, but it's like listen to some of Lil Wayne stuff. It's like, okay, like, you know, did he do all those things, and what's the statute of limitation for like all the crimes that he committed? Because like there should be like a tally as to like how many bricks of cocaine these people have sold allegedly. And like, there's a lot of, you know, like unaccounted for ammunition being fired off, you know? You know
yeah.
Word, but yeah, I mean, that's all I really have on that. I mean, good luck, Wife and Lucci. Hopefully, I mean, you know, you get a good lawyer and you're able to figure this shit out because this doesn't look very good, man.
No, it does not.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. We'll file that under it is what it is.
Let's get into you just brought up Lil Wayne. Let's talk about Lil Wayne a little bit. So they're saying that he's expected to be pardoned by Donald Trump. Obviously we all know that, you know, Lil Wayne was like kind of pushing for Trump. What do y'all think?
Pardon for what?
What he recently for some gun charges, I believe.
Is this like his third strike as a felon or something like that?
No, not a third strike. I don't think it's a third.
No, I don't think it's a third strike.
What, you goes up for life? It's not like that. But I forgot what the specific. It was one of these. It's just. I mean, Lil Wayne has been in this situation before a lot, where he gets caught with guns somewhere. So I think he got caught with guns somewhere, and because he's been caught with guns before, I think he's in jail. I forgot how much time. I can't remember. So I can't say. I don't know if you're looking that up right now, Quarter, but I'll ramble.
Yeah. So he's guilty of illegally possessing a loaded weapon in Miami. He faces up to 10 years in prison if convicted.
Yeah.
Wait, in Miami, like, does Florida have like a requirement, like you can't be like a prior, like you couldn't have like a felony or anything like that to have a firearm? Do they care? Or
I'm not sure.
I'm not quite sure the laws in Florida, but
well, I would say it's interesting that like this is like, first of all, that Trump is going out of his way to pardon rappers. I don't know.
Like, out of the 100 people,
why I honestly think that Trump is buying pardons, because I don't think Trump gives a fuck that rappers are getting locked up. I really don't think he gives a fuck. I don't think that Trump is like so pro hip hop that he's trying to get Lil Wayne and Kodak Black out of jail. That is not what's happening. Trump is not just cool with
he's
Lil
selling
Wayne
pardons. That's what he's doing.
It's people in Kodak Black and Lil Wayne's camp know how to move and shake, that they know who to bribe $2 million and get that through so that Trump pardons them. That's what's happening. Trump is Trump. I think Tuesday, which is the day this podcast is released, which is tomorrow for us, is pardoning. I think they're saying like
the pardon day.
100 people.
100 people, yeah.
100 people.
Expected 100 people.
And I think the rumor I'm hearing is like 2 million to buy a pardon is like kind of like what I've been hearing.
Yeah, that broke like end of last week.
Trump's got a lot of debt that he has to pay for. This is a quick 200 mil for Trump, and that's why he's doing.
And obviously, these rappers got it too.
To him, he's got nothing to lose. Yeah, and these rappers got it. Exactly, these rappers got it. So I think that's what's happening. Trump is buying off, which is obviously illegal, but that's what he's doing because he's Trump. And these rappers just know who to move and shake with to get the pardon through, and that's when Trump is sliding through with the pardon. So,
yeah. Devil's advocate, though, right? Trump's a shiesty dude, right? Really shady background, known to rip off people, all that good stuff, right? Who's to say that like these rappers, through their affiliations with other things, like Trump doesn't just owe them one?
I mean, he did like Lil Wayne sort of like campaigned a little bit for Trump as well. So I don't know if maybe that was a trade-off too. But because
that's another thing that I hate.
Lil Wayne like definitely caught some flack for that.
Well, I hate the fact that he's getting pardoned because this is only gonna make Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne already has this complex about white people. Like he already has a white savior complex like in his brain. Like, I mean, people have called him out on it before, where he's like, "There's no racism in the world because a cop, I got shot, and the cop that saved my life was a white guy." That's fucking great.
That's like one instance.
That doesn't mean that there's no racism because a white cop saved your life. Just but like that's because that happened to him. I think that there's a correlation in his brain with white people are not bad, which is great. I'm not saying all white people are bad, but also all white people aren't good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is only gonna, like, if he gets pardoned by Trump, either because he passed, business connections or current business shit, at the end of the day, he's gonna turn into even more of like an Uncle Ruckus. He's gonna be the hip hop Uncle Ruckus if this shit keeps happening.
Yo, what a plot twist for that like career trajectory, right? Like you could not have like.
That's what happens when people get old, man. They turn more conservative. I could definitely see Lil Wayne going that trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it's he's showing signs of that. And I don't know if it's like that, like he's rich now, so like it changes his like perspective on shit. But still, I mean, I don't know.
Wasn't he undergoing like a bunch of financial like issues with the whole like Young Money like debacle with like programs and stuff, and he just sold off allegedly like a bunch of the masters, right? That he had like. So, I mean, maybe he is in financial.
Nah. No, I think people confuse the fact that he's going through financial issues with the fact that he's broke. I don't think he's broke at all. I think he's going through financial issues, meaning he got ripped off and he should have been paid more millions, but he still got millions. It's just he should have had more millions, So I don't think he's hurting like that over this shit. I think he's just sliding that 2 mil through because 2 mil easy. Oh shit, that's all it takes to get me out of the situation. Boom, slide that through to Trump. Trump got you,
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I feel like our podcast is turning into a hip hop conspiracy.
It's not conspiracy, bro.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
Talking about Trump. That's not conspiracy at all. In this world that we're living in currently,
I know anything is possible at this point, especially like what we've
witnessed. Sounding like mad Republican right now, brother. Are you Republican? You vote?
Yeah. Are we talking to Vlad? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it?
My screen just goes black. Like it just.
What happened to you, son? You wearing a wire?
Yeah. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you on some shit, Edwin. Let's go. Keep talking.
This is literally being recorded.
Keep saying things.
Oh, man. No, but like, all right. Maybe he just owes, homie one, like Trump, like in the past did something that like, maybe like all the partying he ever did with all these rappers in the past, like he did some crazy stuff that they were like, yo, we won't say nothing if you always, hold us down kind of thing. And now it's time to hold it down. Like I would ask the president for,
I mean, like you could even say like even the GOP, like they infiltrated like Kanye and like tried to like get him to run for president. So there's definitely people that are privy to like hip hop and like who's hot right now and who needs favors, So
you're right. That boy, right.
I think your vision of things started to change. I bet, like once you start, like I don't know what it's like to have millions of dollars, let alone be in those rooms. You know what I mean?
Damn, John, I thought you got it. I thought you got the bag.
Nah, y'all haven't cut the check yet. But
people need to buy more merch, man. That's what it is.
Cut the check. Actually, speaking of buying merch, yo, shout out to Davey for holding it down on Grindhouse.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My man's Davey.
He bought up the whole store.
Yeah, for real. We should shout out to Davey. Shout out to Parker Brothers because you guys supported us. Anybody else, Critter, who supported us that we should shout out? I don't know if but we should do this this Patreon shot. I don't know if you guys follow fucking I'm not even gonna name it shit, but like there's always like these like Patreon shits that they do at the end of things where they just start listing off people's names. I feel like
you don't want a Patreon?
This our version of it.
Yeah, but shout out for real. Like if you supported us through the Grindhouse store, thank you guys so much. That obviously goes right back into the business so we can continue doing what we're doing. So thank you, Davey. Thank you, Parker Brothers. We'll shout out whoever else is on the list there. But
Trevor.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. We also have, while we're on the topic, we got beanies coming on the way. So be on the lookout for that.
Here any day. So
we got the winter gear on deck. So yeah, check out grindhouse.store. And speaking of which, while we're plugging shit away, I got a couple blogs on there as well that you guys might want to check out. I'm Bobby Pebblestone. Check him out. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. And then our boy, our homie Wes Taylor. So check that out as well. So yeah, just peep grindhouse.store. Sorry, we got off track. What were we talking about?
Well, I think we finished up the Lil Wayne talk. Let's
How did Trump pardoning turn into shout out?
I don't even know. We talked about merch paying John all of a sudden.
What y'all trying to say? What y'all trying to say?
Yeah,
Well, we're definitely not businessmen like Trump, so we'll ship your items. We promise.
We could flip pardons. That shit would be crazy.
Yo, you could bid on pardons.
Honestly, I'm surprised he's only charging $2 million for a pardon. I push that shit.
You think it'd be more?
Money. That's like a Craigslist. I gotta get rid of that shit before time runs out. Like,
just trying to sell
right now, cash.
Fire sale on
pardon. I need that immediate transaction. I got bills.
Do you imagine that group chat? Like when you get added to the group chat, which one of y'all need?
You're like selling items that you like. You're like MacBook that you use every day. Just trying to pay some bills.
I got pardoned for the low, my G.
It's cool. I don't have a computer anymore, but all right. Let's talk about so J. Cole recently. There was an image of him working on a new music video for his project, The Off Season. So when do you guys think it's gonna come out?
I can't go back on my word. I already told you. I said him and Cole were dropping in January, and I don't
think it's gonna be January.
I got about 12 days to prove that theory correct. So I'm hoping he drops that video soon. Because if he drops a video for the album, does that count as him dropping in January? Because I feel like that counts.
Well, it's like a precursor. Like it doesn't count, but I mean, if it's just a single,
I can get some partial credit for that. If he drops a video in January for the album that he's dropping later on, that kind of counts. It's you know.
When's the NBA
you get like
on
10% credit on that?
I'll take the 10%.
Yeah.
What'd you say, John?
When's the NBA on a break? Like, isn't the season in full swing already?
Yeah,
right?
I'm not sure. I think usually February, but I'm not sure when because of COVID when that's happening.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because they started late. If they're gonna,
you think he's gonna drop the All-Star break?
Well, I mean, like Cole's like whole discography for like his mixtapes that was all basketball related stuff, right? Like the warm up and all that good stuff. So with this album, I can see because I just quickly checked when Googled him to see if the picture came up, and I noticed his birthday is on the 28th of January. So, I mean, if I were to be a betting man, if an album's called The Off Season and it's basketball like referenced, right? and his birthday's at end of January, you might be right in terms of it happening within the next like
Told you,
month.
Critter. I told you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Said
We'll
I
see.
did it. Yo, just remember, I want that Angelina's. No, did I say Angelina's? Did I say Atha's Italian sub?
I forget.
Support Angelina's. I seen that post on Facebook though. Support your local sub shop, y'all. They're shutting down out here.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah. Critter, Angelina's Italian sub. All right.
That's what you want.
If Drake and J. Cole drop in January, you get me Angelina's Italian sub.
All right,
they have a pretty bomb chicken cutlet.
I mean, as a roll, I mean, it would make sense if he dropped near his birthday. And the 29th is a Friday. We all know releases get dropped on Friday. So, yeah, could happen. Some good investigative journalism by John right there.
Quick Google search. let's connect the dots.
You got like one of those cork boards with the with photos of J. Cole on there.
Which I think Cole would talk about on this album, given the current climate of the world, because he's a pretty, I guess, like woke and growth type of guy. If we're going to be betting on topics, because his last couple of albums are talking about, revisiting like home life or just like family challenges, and then also celebrations of like how, his friends are becoming the adults that they are with like children and marriage and all that good stuff, right? I wonder if like this album being called The Off Season is kind of be somewhat of like a reflective part of growth during like, COVID or something. This is me get bad. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure, I obviously like he writes from experience and, so I don't know. I could definitely see him going into like, being a father and like bringing your kid into like what we're dealing with right now is like probably terrifying to be a parent during all of this. So, you might cover some of that too.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. I think you're onto something. I think you're both onto something. I'll say that just based off of the last thing that I think I heard him on, which was that record that I thought was a weird one. I forgot what it was called, but it was that record addressing No Name. I loved his rapping in it. I just thought that the message was weird because he's pretty much like, I don't know. He's like talking down to No Name in a sense, so I thought it was a weird record, but what he was saying pretty much is like, he just like is acknowledging that, maybe like who he thought he was and what he thought he knew. He doesn't feel like he knows enough to really kind of like be as vocal, during like these times as maybe like, I don't know, maybe he thought he would be. Because obviously we all expected Cole to be more of a vocal leader and more of an example during these times, like some of our other like hip hop people are, and some of even our athletes are, just to kind of like, this is what's happening in the world. Like you've always been rapping about these other people's issues and just being observant about like the mass as opposed to just the me. And so then he dropped that No Name record, which is pretty much like, I'm just listening right now because I'm not even sure what the fuck's going on. And that was, I think I was surprised as a Cole fan to hear that because I expected him to be more, I don't know, I just expected something different. And he gave me that. I was like, it's honest. I'll give him that. And so I think he's going to lean more into that. But I think you're both right. I think on some aspect, he's also going to lean more into like, I'm not the leader I probably thought I was. And, this shit is more complicated than we could already imagine. We got to figure out how to do this all together, blah, 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 something positive at the end of it, maybe possibly. I don't know. He'll wrap it up somehow. Because I mean, that's what him and Kendrick are good at. Like, not to say that they're like, I mean, I didn't mean to make it sound like they're corny or anything like that. I just think they're good at like giving you, like, they're not just gonna throw. I don't think they're gonna just throw something at a wall and just like, here's something. Like, I'm gonna just touch on this. I think they're gonna present it in a way that's like a little bit more cohesive and something that we can all take in and understand and not give us the answers, but make us ask questions. So I think that whatever it is, I think that's what we're gonna get from that record, whatever record that he releases in the off season. It's gonna touch on that thing.
No, I agree. I feel like you hit it spot on. I think as as a longtime listener of Cole stuff, not that I know all of his work, but like you just pick up on it over the years, and like if you like some of his stuff, you'll hear it more kind of thing. Cole seems to have like this kind of like a stand backish effect. Like, you know, like Kendrick is more of like, he'll talk exactly about what's going on, especially with his like friendships, you know, like deaths and, you know, just growing up in hardship and whatever else that he observes, right? Kind of like, oh, like I could rap about growing up in the hood, but I was never a gang member kind of thing that Kendrick does. Whereas like Cole, you know, I think like when you talk about his earlier work, it's all like backpack college rap, you know, like student loans and trying to get your way through playing ball, and you just happen to become a rapper kind of thing. Then as I think he's grown to being like an adult and a man and sees a lot more. Like I love his album, what is that, Born Sinner, because I think like that was like one of his first times of like he starts to burn away like all of that expectation of himself as being the greatest of all time, and he starts to be like you know, being like, yo, like it's not about the chains, it's not about the money, it's about the art form and being who you are. So I feel like we're never gonna actually get Cole to be like the leader that we're looking for, but he'll give you a really good perspective of like, you know, I guess like life if you were to burn away everything else and just kind of be, you know, reflective of who you are kind of thing, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, we took a turn. Went from...
No. Well, I mean, that's what this podcast is. It's purely just, it's chaos. We just talk about the things we want to talk about. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about Griselda's film, Conflicted. You can stream it, I believe. You can like buy the stream and stream it. Mainly, I want to talk about this because obviously, like, hip hop and film and obviously Grindhouse, like what we do is we make a lot of our own content and things like that. So I just think it's cool that they're doing their thing. They're being independent and creating the things that they want to do without any backing. So what's everybody's thoughts? Edwin's our filmmaker. So what do you think?
I agree with you. I think that it's dope that they're creating their own content. They're putting up their own content under, you know, with their own money. And that's dope. I think that's what exactly rappers should have been doing, you know, like for a long time, is like using, you know, as opposed to like, I mean, cool, you're going to spend it on jewelry, cars, you know, a couple mansions, whatever, that's cool. But like also reinvest in yourself and your brand. And I think Griselda, they're doing that very well right now. Obviously, they got the record label popping. Now they got the film that they're working on. I will say though, and I got to be honest, and I hate to say it, but I got to say it. You know, I like you said, I consider myself like a film buff and also just like a filmmaker. Like I know enough to know that I peeped the trailer. There's a few things that I was just like, it's gonna be one of those like hip hop. Like let's be honest. I love hip hop movies, but hip hop movies, like we all know when we're getting into a hip hop movie, we're not exactly looking like at a Denzel Washington performance. You know, we're not gonna see that type of work on a hip hop film. You know, and this was just one of those like feelings that I got. Like Denzel ain't walking through those doors. You know, like. You know, but I'm a watch. I'm a def support this film, you know, but I know what I'm getting myself into.
So what you're saying is they should have called you up.
Yo, they definitely would have benefited if they called me up for sure. You know, but cool. Like I said, I support what they're doing. I will say another thing that stuck out at me just on the quality level. I think that if I were in that room with them, and one thing that they would have benefited from somebody who's a filmmaker to be like, yo, you should probably think about this. They are perceived to have like a you know, good amount. Griselda seems like they're doing very well for themselves. So they seem to have, you know, money. I would have talked them into throwing more money into buying just a better camera. I think the camera they have is good. It looks great, but like, there's just like I if I was, you know, Conway and Benny and
West Side Gun.
What was that?
West Side Gun.
West Side Gun. I can't believe I smoked too much weed. But if I was them, I would have pulled a little bit more money together and invested in like an Ari. Maybe
if you had to suspect though, what camera did they use?
I think I'm gonna suspect that they used a Black Magic. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go with the Black Magic, and which is cool. I love Black Magic cameras. That's what I'm saying. I don't know for sure, but I would think that if you have like rapper money and you're investing in this project that like is all funded by you, you know, you don't have to buy. I mean, you could have bought it. They probably, I don't know what they did, but I just expected the quality to be a little bit better than it was just on the film. Because even the sound was also kind of like I don't know. It didn't sound like the greatest sound either. I don't know what the sound guy, what his budget was on this, but like that could have that I don't know. Anyway, I'm being picky.
I'll chop it up to maybe, you know, it's their first film, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be, you know, like a learning experience and go from there. But
I think as a flex, shout out to Jake Faye. I definitely think as a flex on Jake Faye that he could say like, yo, legitimately, I made a better quality wise, better film than Griselda. I think he could say that. I think he could say that. So shout out Jake Faye. That's a flex. I think you got that because I peeped this trailer and that's the first thing that came to mind is like, oh, I would have spent just a little bit more on the quality of this film.
We have not seen the movie, so just so this is our speculation. So,
you know, in terms of like hip hop movies or whatever development, right? Ed, the first thing I thought about when you're saying like the quality of the cameras, they're probably just putting on the people that wanted to be film directors or whatever. So maybe that was the reason why they didn't have like the guidance to get like better stuff. I don't know. But I'm thinking like if we talk about hip hop, you know, productions, was Dame Dash involved with this at all?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Because he has Dame Dash like studios and all that stuff, and his thing has been like, you know, Black owned, independent, you know, movies and developments and production and all that stuff. And I would have thought that like, especially with Griselda, like he would have had some type of involvement with that. Like, I don't know, like even though Dame hasn't developed anything other than like from what I can tell, it's just paid in full. You know, what else has he contributed so far with his
State property, bro? State property's no Dame's done his thing. You got to give Dame his props. He's made
not
Next Day Air, bro. Next Day Air.
Now you're taking it the wrong way. Like I mess with his movies, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna talk about like up and coming and like, you know, ownership and all that stuff, it's like they had to have picked up the phone and was like, "Yo, get Dame on the line." Like this dude's always talking about he got his own movie and TV network and all this stuff. Why wouldn't you hit him up? You know?
I don't know. You got to ask Benny and Conway that. I don't think maybe they like I said, shout out to them. I think like especially for going into the film business. I appreciate it. I think we need more independent filmmakers. And I think this is definitely the first of many. I think they could obviously grow from this and develop themselves. And this is just a good opportunity for that. So I look forward to seeing more Griselda produced films, to be honest with you. And I hope that one day I get to work on a Griselda produced film. That'd be a pretty cool notch on the
belt. That would be dope.
But yeah, shout outs to them, you know. But yeah.
Interesting.
All right, let's let's jump on over to album reviews.
Real quick, okay. Before we jump into album reviews,
what's up?
We got to talk about favorite hip hop movies. Now that we were on that topic, let's talk about favorite hip hop movies. Because I didn't mean it. I mean, if I took it as disrespect, I didn't mean it to come off that way. But Dame definitely did his thing. Dame definitely did his thing with the hip hop movies. Like Next Day Air. I don't know. Is Next Day Air considered a hip hop movie? It's produced by a rapper, so I would say yes, or not a rapper, but like a hip hop executive. I would say that it is. I fucking love Next Day Air. Next Day Air. Favorite hip hop movie.
Why?
It's just a fun movie to watch, bro. The plot of the movie is a fucking delivery guy like accidentally delivers like a rapper's like or not a rapper, like a drug dealer's like money to the wrong place. and then that person like, and so like he gets wrapped up in this like whole like fucking like it's pretty much a Black Pineapple Express. Think about it that way. It's a fucking and it's hilarious, and it stars Donald Faison. Who doesn't love Donald Faison?
I don't even know who that is, but
I don't know who that is.
Watch this movie now.
The black dude from Scrubs, Turk.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's a great movie. I don't know if you can consider that a hip hop movie. It's just my favorite movie that is like you say it was produced by Dame Dash, so I'd say it's hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
What about yours?
I already mentioned it. Paid in Full, classic. Lived my whole life around the hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would love to have lived rolling through the strip like they did right there, where everybody's counting money and had the big ass cell phones out and all these BMWs parked everywhere. It was lovely.
I would say Paid in Full is my number 2. Belly is number 3.
Belly.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why Belly? Like why like what did you like about Belly?
There's a sentimentality to Belly. Because I was young, you know, so like a badly written movie like went over my head when I was 10 years old. So all I saw was aesthetic, all I felt was energy. And so, you know, when you put fucking Nas and DMX in a movie, yo, I'm in there, bro. So they could have done no wrong. They just casted the right people for me. I was in that.
That's beautifully described, Ed. I now want to go watch
Makes
Belly.
I know. I need to watch that now.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
All right, Chris. What do you like?
Does it have to be? So I'm gonna go very literal on this. CB4 with Chris Rock.
Okay.
That movie was great, and I used to watch it a lot when I was younger because it was always on like Comedy Central. And yeah, it's just, and honestly, it kind of has a little bit of truth to it sometimes, with some of the shit. So, and yeah, it's a funny movie.
Cool.
I fuck with it.
I feel like with these sidebars, we could easily like spend like time just talking about films.
Oh yeah.
Film segment.
Yeah. Yo, you know what would be kind of cool if someday we ever did like, you know that show about the aliens just watching a movie and they just comment on what's going on? Was that Alien whatever like no, it was like movie theater. So what?
Ancient Aliens.
No, it was you know what I'm talking about? There was like an old movie playing and then like
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah. Like I would love to like it's because like I think like Ancient Aliens kind of played on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Ancient Aliens is played on. Yeah, exactly. And I love that shit. I've always wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
All right, Critter, get to the next topic before we get off the rails.
I can't tell if Chris is frozen.
He's frozen. He's been frozen for a while. Critter, can you hear us? You bastard. All right. I'm taking over. So next thing is album reviews. I think, John, have you had a chance to listen to Yzal The Praxis?
I can't say that has come across my my playlist as of yet, but what is it?
I know Critter sent it to you.
Okay. Oh yeah. Actually, that pinkish album cover, right?
Yeah.
I listened to it a little bit. Honestly, I didn't listen to it in the depth that I expected to talk about it today, but I did have it playing probably like 2 times through. And I gotta say, dude, that album is a vibe. Like the beat choices that they have and just the flowing over, like, you know, all that stuff. Like that thing is a good vibe. Like it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
So shout out to Wes. Shout out to Wes for putting me onto that shit. This is absolutely up my alley. The album is called Watching the Paint Dry. 100% produced by Yzal. Obviously, Yzal's on the records with his homies. Like his features are amazing. The beats are amazing. His rapping is great. The sound overall is just fresh. That like I love, and this is what I always look for when I'm like trolling for music is I'm looking for something that just sounds fresh, something that like just sounds like somebody made it like with their own love and care that doesn't sound like somebody else made it, you know, or somebody else it's like their own unique sound. And I feel like watching the paint dry, this is that type of record. I'm very happy it came across my ears. I don't think I'd find out about it if it wasn't for Wes. So thank you, Wes, for the assist there. And I'm letting you guys know now, y'all should listen to that shit because that shit is fire. 100% beginning to end, fire. Crazy record. We're talking about Yzal. What do you think?
Dude, I love that album. It's one of those albums that like it it gets better every the more you listen to it. You just like find little things that you like about it. Like honestly, like Wes, he texted me the album and like instantly called me right as he texted me. It's like, yo, you need to check this out. It's really dope. It's someone I know from LA. So yeah, I mean, the album definitely is dope, and I'm so glad we got put onto it, honestly.
I would say that if I had known about the album last year, it would have broached the top 5 albums.
For real. Yeah.
I think it would have broached. And I say that honestly, like I'm not being crazy. I don't think I'm over exaggerating.
It makes sense.
It definitely would have been in my top 10, and it definitely is in my top 10 looking back. Like I would say that's probably a top 10 album. On my top 10 albums list of last year. I'm not kidding. This fucking album's fire. So shout out to you, Yzal, and that hopefully we'll link up later on. We'll talk.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
Good body of work.
Yeah, no, it and I checked out his previous album too, and that was just as good. So, and something to note here, he made the artwork, I believe. I believe he painted it. He also mixed the album. So, I mean, to be able to mix your album and the mix sounds great. The album sounds great. So, definitely just one of those all around creatives. So super talented. All right, so let's jump to Jae Nes. So this is an album review. He just released his track list for his upcoming album. What is it? Hot Winter.
Hot Winners.
And he told us when he was on the podcast with us recently that he was working on another album. But yeah, that track list is looking dope. A lot of dope features on there.
Which song, just off the track list, like off the title of the song and the feature, which song are you excited for?
Let me pull it up.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for.
Okay.
Old Movies featuring Kashi 2 Times. That
him and Kashi they just make dope records together.
They make dope. That real record was a fucking banger. I'm really excited to hear another collaboration featuring the two. And Old Movies, just already off that title, I can imagine what that record is gonna sound like and what the vibe of that record is gonna be. And I'm very, very excited to hear what that is. So that's I'm excited to hear that one. Yeah,
I mean, I have to say that I'm definitely excited for Blizzard of '96. That has Code 9 and our boy Esinac. And then also Cold Hard Cash. It has the hidden character.
Those are
that seeing those names on there, I was like, all right, definitely. Obviously, I was in because it was Jae Nes, but I'm definitely in on this record.
I can't remember the Blizzard of '96. I can't remember that. I wasn't here actually. I would think I moved to Lynn officially in '97.
Oh yeah, you used to live in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, I was in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Nah, I was 6.
Just mad young.
I was in the block of Rhode Island.
You was hugging the block.
I had to get the fuck on. It was getting too hot. It was getting too hot. That's why I got the fuck on out of there.
Also, one thing I want to note too is Sunita's on this album as well.
Oh yeah, shout out to Sunita.
So.
I didn't realize there was a blizzard in '96. Like, was that like a critical thing? I mean, obviously it's a deal enough to make a song.
We were all like 5, 6 years old. We're not gonna remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was definitely like, I think I was living in Lynn at the time, but
of course you were. Where else were you living in Peabody?
I lived in Salem for like a little while when I was younger.
And that's like right there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically Lynn.
You making it sound like you lived across the state or some shit.
Nah.
For
Cross city lines.
Like 5 minutes away.
Wait, were you born in Salem?
Maybe some hospital.
Nobody cares where Critter was born.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, his like, you know, his fans are just like.
Yo, unless he was born in Puerto Rico.
The fans want to know, but that's okay. It's okay, Edwin.
What is it, Ed?
Yo, unless you were born in Puerto Rico, I don't give a shit.
You was born here, right, Ed? Or you?
No, yeah. I'm American.
You're not
from Providence.
You're not from the DR.
Nah, man.
Right?
I'm one removed. You know, my mom's from the DR, but I'm American Dominican. That what people don't call it that. American Dominican. I've never heard that before in my life.
Is that a thing?
Hell no.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that.
I just said Dominican. I'm Dominican. American Dominican sounds weird.
Yo, do you think that there's such thing as like American Dominican cuisine?
Yeah, like when you make pastelitos with buff chicken in it. That's American. That's American.
Okay. Nah, yeah, that makes sense.
Was that place Pastelitos? Are they still open or are they?
I don't think so.
Nah, they closed.
R.I.P. though. That was dope. I like that place. Then they moved to Salem for some reason, and then
they were next to that smoke shop or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That was a bigger store. That was the biggest store, and it kind of looked dope. I can see why they wanted to move there because it was just like a bigger hangout spot. I don't know. I guess people weren't hanging out.
Yeah.
And it was like right next to the Point, so I don't understand why it didn't do well.
Yeah, man, that should have been popping. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like American Dominican cuisine, you know, I'm just picturing like, are there ingredients that, you know, you don't use in DR that you would use in the US kind of thing?
Buffalo chicken.
What westernized.
That's like some white people shit.
Yeah. Filling white into the pastelito. That's all you.
Now, what about that potato salad that your moms make?
What about it?
Like, is that American or is that like authentic?
Yo, my mom is mad Dominican. My mom has been in America since like 1984. She has no fucking idea what America is. Like, yo, my mom don't even know how to speak a lick of English still. That shit is my mom is Dominican to the core, bro. That shit.
Well, here's my ignorance. Here's my ignorance. I thought that potato salad honestly was a white person food.
Yo, no. What it is, white people definitely fuck with potato salad like that too. I'm just like Dominicans also fuck with potato salad, and Dominican potato salad blows. Not even close. Not even fucking close. It blows American potato salad out of the water. And I always like, sometimes I get that because my mom only makes potato salad twice a year, and that's Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so sometimes like during the rest of the year, I'll be craving her potato salad, but like, my mom would just stay making it like that. Mm-hmm. So I'll go to like Market Basket and like get their potato salad. It is never good. It is never good.
It doesn't have the Dominican mom's touch. You know what I mean?
No, it's not
like, no, because like American potato salad is just like, I don't even know what it actually tastes like. It's like cold, like mashed potatoes.
Cold mayo. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just, honestly, I don't like potato salad at all, so I'm a hard sell on this. But
nah, like Ed's mom's potato salad is like honestly, I was always hyped to get like a container of that. You know what I mean? Like to me, that was like a milestone of like the holiday season. Like it was like if I didn't have that potato salad, at least a plate of it or something of it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't the holidays. Like it just wasn't right.
Yo, bro, don't be asking my mom's like that, bro. What are you trying to do?
What?
What are you trying to do, bro?
Hype up your mom so she could like like, you know, make mad potato salad.
For John exclusively.
Yo, I mean, if you got her like that, you know, she's looking for someone. She can use some.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go that route, but
Yo, where is
Looking for
going?
Well, I mean, John's your dad now.
This is a
It's
point in our
stepson.
friendship I didn't think.
All right, Craig, get to the next topic.
I think we covered everything.
All right, word. Well, yeah, if you guys fuck with us, if you guys fuck with this episode, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you hit that bell button, and then when you do that, hit the all on the bell button so you get every release, you catch every release that we do. Be on the lookout. We got some more content on the way coming soon that we're working on. But for now, make sure you support the pod by sharing and also support us by, you know, coming through on the grindhouse.store and buying some merch. Again, check out a couple blogs we have up. We're going to be doing more blogs on this. Just, you know, be aware what we're doing on the website because we're trying to be more active there as well. And then for artists, if you want some sort of possible review, if you want us to look at your shit and maybe probably post it if it's good enough, hit us up and submit it. So my email is edwin@grindhouserecordings.com. So hit me up with your music and a little bit about you. And if I fuck with this shit, I'll post it. So there's that.
All right.
All right. That's it. Peace.
Peace.